What if I told you that tonight, before you go to sleep, you could eat three ordinary fruits that scientists have confirmed begin repairing your brain cells while you rest? What if the memory lapses you have been experiencing, the names you forget, the words that disappear mid sentence, the fog that greets you every morning? What if none of that was inevitable? What if it was simply a deficiency, a missing signal that three specific fruits can restore? Right now, deep inside your brain, neurons that once fired with perfect clarity are going quiet. Synaptic bridges that stored your memories, your personality, your sharpest thinking are weakening. And most people are doing absolutely nothing about it because nobody told them they could. But the research exists, peer reviewed, published, replicated. And in the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly what these three fruits are, why they work, and the precise time you need to eat them for maximum brain repair. Stay with me, because what you are about to hear could genuinely change the way your brain functions, starting tonight. What if I told you that every single night while you sleep, your brain is losing thousands of neurons? And most people have no idea this is happening. Scientists have confirmed that after the age of 50, the human brain begins shrinking at a rate of nearly 0.5% per year. That means by the time you reach 70, a measurable portion of your brain tissue has simply disappeared. But here is the part that will truly shock you. This process is not entirely unstoppable. Research now shows that certain bioactive compounds found in specific fruits can actually signal the brain to produce BDNF, brain derived neurotrophic factor, the protein your brain uses to grow new cells and repair damaged ones. Think of BDNF as the brain's own internal fertilizer. When it is activated, dormant neurons wake up. When it is suppressed, and it is suppressed by poor diet, stress, and age, your memory fades, your focus disappears, and your personality begins to change. The shocking truth is that most seniors are unknowingly eating foods that crush BDNF production. But the three fruits we discussed today do the exact opposite. They unlock your brain's repair system naturally, powerfully, and tonight. What if everything your doctor told you about memory loss was only half the story? Most people accept forgetfulness as an unavoidable part of getting older. They laugh it off. Oh, I'm just getting old. But leading neuroscientists are now saying something radically different. Memory loss in seniors is not simply aging, it is inflammation. Chronic, silent, invisible inflammation deep inside the brain is destroying synaptic connections, the tiny bridges between neurons that allow memories to form and be retrieved. When those bridges break down, your brain cannot access the memories it stored. It is like having a library full of books, but all the shelves have collapsed. Now, here is where it gets truly extraordinary. Certain polyphenols, found abundantly in specific fruits, have been shown in peer reviewed studies to cross the blood brain barrier. That is remarkable because almost nothing can cross that barrier. These compounds then go directly into brain tissue, reduce inflammatory markers, and begin rebuilding those collapsed synaptic bridges. This is not a theory. Brain scans of seniors who consumed these fruits regularly showed measurable increases in hippocampal volume, the exact region responsible for memory storage. Your memory loss may not be age, it may be something you can fix tonight. What if I told you that the most powerful brain repair window you have is not a pill, not a therapy session, it is the 6 hours after you fall asleep? During deep sleep, your brain activates something called the glymphatic system, a biological waste cleaning process that literally flushes toxic proteins from your neural tissue. The most dangerous of these proteins is amyloid beta, the same substance that accumulates in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. But here is the critical detail that changes everything. The glymphatic system only works efficiently when it has the right nutritional compounds available. Without them, the cleaning process is incomplete. Toxic debris remains. Over weeks, months, and years, this debris builds up until neurons begin dying. Three specific fruits contain compounds that supercharge glymphatic function. One contains anthocyanins that increase the permeability of the glymphatic channels. Another contains resveratrol that activates the brain's cellular cleanup genes. The third contains quercetin, one of the most potent anti-neuroinflammatory compounds ever studied. Eating these fruits before bed does not just nourish your body, it essentially programs your sleeping brain to clean, repair, and rebuild itself through the night, every single night. What if your memory problems have nothing to do with your brain and everything to do with your stomach? This will surprise you. Approximately 95% of your body's serotonin, The neurotransmitter directly linked to memory clarity, mood, and cognitive sharpness is produced not in your brain, but in your gut. The gut and brain communicate through the vagus nerve in a constant two-way biological conversation. When your gut microbiome is compromised, which in most seniors over 60 it absolutely is, the messages sent to your brain become distorted, corrupted, and incomplete. The result is brain fog, memory gaps, difficulty concentrating, and emotional instability. Now, here's the extraordinary part. Two of the three fruits in today's discussion are prebiotic powerhouses. They contain specific fibers and polyphenols that feed the beneficial bacterial strains directly responsible for serotonin synthesis and neuroprotective compound production. Within as few as 4 weeks of consistent consumption, researchers measured improved gut brain signaling, reduced cortisol levels, and significantly better performance on memory recall tests in seniors aged 65 to 80. Your brain fog may not be your brain failing. It may be your gut asking for the right fuel that has been missing from your diet for years. What if your brain is on fire right now and you cannot feel a single flame? That is the reality of oxidative stress. Every single metabolic process in your body produces free radicals, unstable oxygen molecules that attack healthy tissue. In youth, your body produces powerful antioxidant enzymes like superoxide dismutase and catalase that neutralize these free radicals before damage occurs. But after 55, enzyme production drops dramatically. Free radicals begin attacking brain cell membranes, DNA, and the myelin sheath surrounding your neurons. Myelin is critical. It is the insulating layer that allows electrical signals to travel between brain cells at full speed. When myelin degrades, signals slow down. You feel it as slower thinking, difficulty finding words, and mental fatigue that sleep does not fix. The three fruits we are discussing today have among the highest ORAC scores, oxygen radical absorbance capacity points of any foods on Earth. Their antioxidant compounds are not just powerful in theory. Controlled studies showed that seniors who consumed these fruits daily for 12 weeks demonstrated significantly reduced markers of oxidative brain damage and scored measurably higher on processing speed tests. The fire inside your brain can be put out starting tonight. What if it is not just what you eat, but when? That determines whether these fruits actually repair your brain. This is the detail that most nutritional advice completely ignores, and it is arguably the most important piece of information in this entire discussion. Chronobiology and diet, the science of biological timing, shows us that the human body operates on precise hormonal and cellular cycles. Between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., your body naturally peaks in growth hormone release, cellular repair activation, and neural regeneration. During this exact window, your brain is primed to absorb neuroprotective compounds and put them to work. Eating the three fruits within 90 minutes before sleep means their bioactive compounds are circulating at peak blood concentration precisely when your brain's repair machinery is running at full capacity. The anthocyanins, resveratrol, and quercetin are absorbed and available right as the glymphatic flush begins, right as BDNF synthesis is activated, and right as your neurons are undergoing their nightly maintenance. The same fruits eaten at breakfast still provide benefits, but studies show their neuroprotective effects are 40% more pronounced when consumed in the pre-sleep window. Timing is not a small detail. For brain repair, timing is everything. What if I told you that the most powerful brain supplement in the world is not in a pharmacy, it is in a fruit bowl? Welcome. Today we are going to talk about something that affects every single person over the age of 50 and yet is almost never discussed in the way it deserves to be. We are talking about brain cell repair. We are talking about memory restoration. And we are talking about three fruits that your brain has been waiting for you to eat. Let us begin with a fact that will stay with you. After the age of 50, your brain begins shrinking, measurably, scientifically confirmed. Nearly 0.5% of brain volume disappears every year. By 70, that adds up to significant neurological change. And the primary driver of this is not time. It is oxidative damage, inflammation, and the absence of specific compounds that your brain needs to maintain and rebuild itself. Here is the first fruit, and it is one most people eat casually without knowing its extraordinary power. Blueberries. Wild blueberries specifically contain some of the highest concentrations of anthocyanins found in any food on Earth. These anthocyanins cross the blood-brain barrier, which almost nothing does, and directly reduce neuroinflammation. They stimulate BDNF production. They protect myelin. And in studies of seniors aged 65 to 80, regular blueberry consumption was associated with significantly better scores on memory recall tests after just 12 weeks, not years, 12 weeks. Now, the second fruit will surprise you because it is not exotic. You have eaten it your entire life. Cherries, particularly tart Montmorency cherries, contain melatonin in natural form, alongside quercetin and anthocyanins that amplify glymphatic function. Remember the glymphatic system, the brain's overnight cleaning process. Cherries consumed before sleep have been shown to increase sleep depth, extend slow wave sleep duration, and dramatically improve the efficiency of amyloid beta clearance, the toxic protein linked directly to Alzheimer's progression. One study found that seniors who drank tart cherry juice daily for 6 weeks experienced measurable improvements in both sleep quality and cognitive performance on standardized tests. And the third fruit, this one is the crown of the group. Concord grapes, and more specifically their deep purple skin, contain resveratrol in one of the highest concentrations found in any whole fruit. Resveratrol activates a family of proteins called sirtuins, often called longevity genes, which include SIRT1, the specific sirtuin responsible for protecting neurons from oxidative death and stimulating the production of new synaptic connections. In a landmark randomized controlled trial, seniors who supplemented with resveratrol from grape sources showed a significant increase in hippocampal volume, the part of the brain that stores and retrieves memories, compared to the placebo group. Their memory did not just stop declining, it improved. But here's the piece that ties everything together. It is not just what you eat, it is when. Eating these three fruits in the 90-minute window before sleep means their bioactive compounds are at peak blood concentration during the exact hours your brain runs its deepest repair processes. Growth hormone peaks, glymphatic flush activates, BDNF synthesis runs at maximum. You are essentially programming your sleeping brain to heal itself using the compounds you provided right before you closed your eyes. This is not folklore. This is not wellness marketing. This is neuroscience. And it is available to you tonight. So let us bring everything together, because what you have heard today is not a single idea. It is a system. Your brain is not simply aging. It is responding to what you feed it, when you feed it, and how well your body's repair systems are supported. The shrinkage, the inflammation, the oxidative damage, the disrupted gut-brain signaling, the free radical accumulation. Every single one of these threats has a documented, evidence-based response in the compounds found within blueberries, tart cherries, and Concord grapes. BDNF activation, glymphatic enhancement, myelin protection, sirtuin stimulation, amyloid clearance. These are not small effects. These are the core mechanisms of brain preservation. And they can be supported by three fruits you can find in any market. The one action step I ask you to take tonight, not next week, tonight, is this. Before you sleep, eat a handful of wild blueberries, a small serving of tart cherries or 1 glass of pure tart cherry juice, and a cluster of dark Concord grapes. Do this for 30 days. Pay attention to your morning clarity. Notice your recall. Watch what happens when you give your brain the fuel it has been asking for. Your brain built everything you are. It stored every memory, every relationship, every experience that makes you who you are. It deserves to be protected, and it is never too late to begin.